What is the matter with you? Oh. Don't ever sneak up on me like that again. Sneak up on you? Patty, what are you so nervous about? Well, you'd be nervous, too, if you were the only witness to a hit-and-run accident. You saw a hit-and-run accident? When? Just now. I was passing by McDonald's Market, and this big car came crashing around the corner, skidded up on the curb, and then ran into the front of the store window and just kept on going. It was terrible. Did you get a look at the driver's face? Did I? Yes, and he had a little mustache, and he wore a raincoat and a big floppy gangster hat. And he had his ma with him, a big tough-looking woman. 10 to 1 they were escaping from a big bank robbery. What did the police say? The police? When you reported the accident. Reported? Kathy, are you out of your mind? Do you want me to wind up in a sack of cement on the bottom of the East River? I'm not going to get involved in this. Patty, you are involved. It's your duty to tell the police what you saw. That's my second duty. My first duty is to stay alive. Look, Kathy, I know how these gangsters operate. The first thing they do is rub out the witness. I'm too young to be rubbed out. All I have to do is keep quiet. Nobody saw me. And if I keep my mouth shut, there's no way they can find out that I saw them. Or that I was even at the scene of the crime. What are you looking for? You know that gold bracelet I got for Christmas? The one with my initials on it? Yes. I think I lost it at the scene of the crime.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Kathy's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Say, isn't Patty gonna have any lunch?
She says she's not hungry.
She all right?
With Patty, how can you tell? She sure seems nervous. I came up behind her this morning and said good morning, and she jumped 10 feet.
Who's that? Well, there's only one way to find out. Right. Open the window and ask them.
Patty, will you see who's at the front door, please?
Me? Do you want me to get it? No. No, you better stay out of this. I'll go. Say goodbye to my folks for me. Mr. McDonald.
Good morning, Patty.
Good morning.
I found your bracelet in front of my store, so I thought I'd drop by and return it to you.
Not my bracelet.
It's got your initials on it. P.L.
Well, there are a lot of PLs in the world that belong to Prudence Lewis or Paula Lomax or Penelope Lufthaven. I haven't been near... your store, Mr. McDonald, so I couldn't have dropped my bracelet there.
Good morning, Mr. McDonald.
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Lane. Mr. Lane?
Mr. McDonald?
Excuse me for barging in like this, but I found this bracelet and I
What's
thought...
Patty's bracelet?
What do you know?
Well, where did you find it, Mr. McDonald?
In front of my store.
Well, it was very nice of you to bring it over here.
Oh, yeah. You have no idea what you've done for me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
We were just having some coffee. Won't you join us?
Thanks, but I've got to get over to the hospital to see my daughter.
What happened to her?
A 9-pound baby. She had it just this morning.
Well, congratulations, Mr. McDonald.
She barely made the hospital in time. My idiot son-in-law was coming by the store to pick me up, and he was so nervous he skidded the car right into the store window. My daughter almost had the baby right there, but he kept going on right to the hospital.
Is she all right now?
Oh, fine. Everything's fine. Well, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, it was very nice of him.
Yes, he's a nice man. You know, it's odd that Patty didn't mention losing her bracelet.
Yeah. She didn't even recognize it when she saw it.
Who is it? Kathy. Yeah? Let me hear your voice again. Patty, will you open this door? Just a minute. What do you think you're doing? I'm in hiding. Patty, no one is after you, and no one is trying to hurt you. All you have to do is tell the truth. Look, I've got a great idea. Since you're so brave, why don't you go down and tell them that you're me and you saw the whole thing and you're not... You'll go? Yeah. Kathy, promise me something? Of course. If anything happens to me, marry Richard. I couldn't stand it if Sue Ellen got him. Hattie, nothing is going to happen to you. There may be a little publicity, but it won't last long. It'll all be over in no time. Now, I was supposed to meet Eddie at the library, but I'll have Ross tell him I see him later. Then I'll go with you to find Officer Melnick, and after you've told him what you've seen, then we can meet Eddie and Richard and go to the shake shop, or perhaps go to a movie. Publicity? Well, yes, the papers may pick up the story. You mean like, fearless teenager defies killer? Patty, you don't know that he's a killer. Ha! You didn't see his face, that sneaky little mustache, those black beady eyes. I'll be all over the front pages. I'm a natural-born heroine. You're a natural-born nut. Patty, this is merely a case of a hit-and-run accident where the front of a market was damaged. It is not going to make international headlines. No? Wait till they catch the mob behind it who robbed the bank and then wounded a bank guard in a running gun battle. You did see the driver's face. Would I make up a thing like that? No, I suppose not. Let's go. I don't want to miss the late edition. Yeah? Do you have any identification? Patty, for heaven's sake. Well, I can't be too careful.
What do I need identification for? Is this some new game?
You'll read all about it in the newspapers, Richard. Gee, I wonder if I have time to have my hair done.
What for?
Because my picture is probably going to be on the front pages tonight. They're here. They're after me. Tell them I'm not home. I ran away and was killed in a train wreck.
There she goes, off into orbit again. What's the matter with her this time?
Oh, just a little too much imagination, Richard. Excuse me.
Hello. I'm making a survey of the neighborhood. How many teenagers live in this house?
Just me. Patty ran away and was killed in a train wreck. Goodbye. Patty was telling the truth. She is in danger.
In danger?
Patty! Patty! Patty?
What are you doing there?
Acting like a gleep, I guess. You're right, Kathy. I'm the mountain out of the molehill type. Somebody has a simple little accident and I turn it into gangsters and bank robbers. Patty, the man at the door wore a raincoat and had a little mustache. He's gone now. Yeah, but he'll be back. They never give up.
What did you do?
It's all an accident. It was a hit and run. Patty was the only witness.
Well, you can't spend the rest of your life behind the drapes.
If I go down there and testify, I'm in big trouble. I don't want to be a teenage heroine.
I think she's right.
I'll do whatever you think, Kath. Oh, Patty, I don't want to take that responsibility. I think you should talk to your father and see what he has to say. I know what he'll have to say. He'll make me go. He's all ethics. And if he says go, I'm dead. Well, perhaps we could ask his advice without telling him who is involved. Yeah. I could say to him, real casual like, Papa, what can they do to a witness who sees an accident and won't testify?
Well, it all depends, Patty. No one can force anyone to admit that he or she, that he saw something that happened. But on the other hand, there is a moral obligation involved. People have a responsibility toward one another.
Did someone you know see something happen?
Oh, kind of. It was a hit-and-run accident.
Well, then he has a duty to come forward and tell about it. What kind of a person is he?
Coward.
That sounds like Richard.
It isn't Richard.
Well, whoever he is, he's going to have to live with himself.
Oh, he doesn't mind that. As long as he lives.
Remember the Moorhead case? That little old lady who witnessed a holdup in a candy shop?
No. What happened to her?
She testified, and the next day they fished her out of the river.
Oh. Mom? Do you think I could go visit Aunt Pauline in Denver? Patty, you have to tell your mother and father what is going on. I can't. I'd be putting them in danger. This is my problem, and I've got to solve it alone. No, you don't. What do you mean? Do you know what you suggested before about my pretending that I'm you and going down there? Yeah. I'll do it. Kathy, you're one of the greats. Thanks, but I can't let you do that. Don't you worry about me. The mob has never been up against Patty Lane before. That's him. He did it. That's the man. He did it.
Objection, Your Honor. My client, known as the killer, is innocent. I would like to cross-examine the witness. Proceed. Miss Lane, you say that you saw the defendant crash into Mr. McDonald's market and then make his escape.
Yes, sir, I certainly did.
Do you realize how dangerous it is to identify one of the mob?
I'm exceptionally brave.
There's still time to back out. You could visit your Aunt Pauline in Denver.
No, sir. It is my duty as a citizen to go through with this.
What if they gave you a new white evening dress with matching bag?
I'll not be bribed.
She's the most fearless witness we have ever had in this courtroom. I want a front-page story written about her.
That won't be necessary. Second page will do.
Miss Lane, if my client was behind the wheel of a car and you were on the other side of the street, how can you be sure that it was the same man? Your Honor, there are thousands of men with mustaches. I move the charges be dismissed.
That's true. The state has no case. I have no choice but to dismiss the charges and let justice be made a hollow mockery of.
Wait! I did not identify the killer by his mustache.
How did you identify him?
By the mole on his right wrist. Honor, I have 20/20 eyesight.
This court finds him guilty. And Miss Lane, the country owes you a debt of thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let this be a lesson to the mob. You? Thank you. Thank you. Read all about it in the newspaper. It's a touching story of a natural-born heroine.
Hi, Patty.
I'm incognito.
I went by the market.
Yeah? A lot of detectives swarming around?
I didn't see any.
Please playing it cool.
I found a story about a bank robbery
Yeah? Where?
in the Chronicle
No, where did it happen?
on Hastings Street.
That's right near the market. I knew it.
According to the story, the robber escaped on foot. Where are you going?
Home to get under the covers. Oh, hi, Mama.
Hello, dear.
Papa, I need police protection.
Police protection?
The mob is after me.
The mob? Well, I mean, what do you mean? The one of the fraternities at school or something?
No, the mob. M-O-B. Gangsters.
Darling, I think you'd better start at the beginning.
Okay. You know that friend I told you about who witnessed the accident?
Yeah.
That was no friend. That was me.
Patty, what was it you saw?
The bank robber who crashed into McDonald's market.
Patty, what makes you think he was a bank robber?
Well, there was a big bank robbery that day, and then this car came crashing around the corner and banged into McDonald's window, and then just took off. Now, what reason would any honest citizen have for leaving the scene of an accident?
I can think of one.
Patty, was there a woman in the car with him?
Yeah, his ma.
Well, that cleans up a lot of things.
To tell you the truth, I was kind of scared at first. But since I am the only witness, I figure I should testify. But I am kind of young, and I think I should have some kind of protection.
Honey, why didn't you come to us about this?
Well, I thought if I told you, they'd go after you, and I didn't want anybody to hurt you.
You were protecting us.
Yeah.
Oh, Patty. Listen, you don't have anything to worry about. Let me explain. The man who ran into the front of the store was Mr. McDonald's son-in-law. His wife was going to have a baby. That's why he was in such a hurry to leave the scene of the accident. He had to get her to the hospital.
He wasn't a bank robber.
No.
And all this time I've been brave for nothing.
I don't think bravery's ever really wasted. One day it'll come in handy.
I feel like an idiot.
Aw.
I'll get it. As long as I've come out of hiding.
Martin, she was worrying about us.
Yeah. You know what I can't get used to about teenagers? Just when you're ready to give up and write them all off, they come up with something so wonderful that it makes you feel about that small.
Hi, Rich.
Don't stand there in front of the door like that. They might see you.
Oh, I'm not afraid of them.
You're not?
No, they're only a mob. What can they do to me?
Gee, Patty, you're almost as brave as I am. You sure you want to go through with this?
I wouldn't let anything in the world stop me.
And you're not afraid of the danger?
Richard, I thrive on danger.
You sure have hidden depths. For a girl, you're quite a girl.
Thank you, Richard.
Well, I guess with your help, the police will be able to solve that bank robbery. And who knows? It could lead to cleaning up a lot of other crimes. There might even be a big reward in this.
Well, the only reward I want is knowing that I've done my duty. Oh, excuse me.
It might be safe. Oh, why don't you let me get it?
Richard, if they're coming for me, they're coming for me. Relax. Hello?
Hello. Are you Patty Lane?
Yeah?
I'm Detective Don Anderson. May I come in?
Sure.
Thank you.
Right this way.
Thanks.
Oh, this is Richard Harrison. Detective Anderson.
You people don't lose any time, do you?
What can I do for you, Detective?
Well, I'm checking out a rumor that you might have seen an accident in the neighborhood.
And don't say anything that might prove fatal, Patty.
It's all right. You mean the, McDonald case?
That's right.
Oh, won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Yes, I saw the whole thing. I was just, saying to Mr. Harrison, what good is a witness unless he testifies? Wasn't I, Mr. Harrison?
Yeah, that's what Miss Lane was saying.
At the time the car hit the store, did you happen to notice a man walk past with a paper sack under his arm?
Yeah. I remember thinking that the car was going to hit him if he didn't get out of the way. Poor man, he must have been pretty scared. He ran like a rabbit.
Would you be able to identify him if you saw him again?
Yeah, I think so. He was a little man. With kind of a round face and a funny chin. Why?
That's the man who held up the Brooklyn Heights Bank.
You sure are lucky to have her for a witness. You've never seen such bravery. I mean, no mob is gonna scare her off. No, sir.
Isn't it wonderful that they caught the bank robber?
Kathy, read that part about me again. Patty, I've read it 4 times. I like to hear it. It isn't often you get to bask in the limelight. All right. Police say that the apprehension of the suspect was aided by an unidentified teenager who witnessed his flight. That's the part.
They don't even say whether you were a boy or a girl.
We know I'm a girl.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Rich.
Did you see the paper? You're famous.
Oh, it was nothing. It's just what any other brave American girl would have done.
Then how come it took a squad of police to drag you out from behind those drapes?
Ross, you should be very proud of your sister.
There wasn't even a reward.
There was, as far as I'm concerned.
Thanks, Papa.
Your mother and I would like to sponsor a night on the town for you and Richard. Dinner and a movie and,
Did you hear that?
I have no pride. I'll take it.
Don't you say that.
Gee, I'd better start spending more time hanging around banks.
You better spend more time hanging around books.
Well, I think we'd better be going or we'll be late. Yeah.
Patty, since when do you need glasses?
I didn't know you were having trouble with your eyes.
I sure am. They're too good. With these on, I can only see what's right in front of my nose. Richard?
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Kathy, have you seen my bowling bag? No, I haven't, Patty. I could have sworn it was in there. Did you look behind the shoeboxes? No, that's where I keep my old magazines. Oh, I'll bet it's in the downstairs closet.
How was your day?
Well, usual front page stuff. How was yours?
Oh, I had a fascinating day. I had a 3-hour lunch with my niece Anne and David Stone.
Who's David Stone?
He's a graduate student at Juilliard, and Anne is head over heels in love with him, and he's in love with her, but he's too shy to propose.
Oh, well, Anne's too young to get married anyway. She's still a schoolgirl.
She's a senior at college. You don't realize how mature she's become lately.
Well, I think she should finish school first.
You see, the trouble with us, Martin, is that we've watched her grow up right under our noses. We don't realize how grown up she really is. We still think of her as a child, but Martin, she's become a young lady.
Well, I suppose we have been blind about her just because she's ours. Maybe it would be a good idea if she got married.
I'm sure it would.
Well, it's all right with me. When?
As soon as possible.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bouquets, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
What is the matter? They're after me. Who is after you? My own mother and father. I don't know how to tell you this. They're what? They're trying to get me married. Oh, Patty, that's ridiculous. I know it's ridiculous, but I just heard them plotting down there. They said I've grown up under their noses and they didn't realize it, and I'm becoming an old lady and they want to kick me out. You must have heard them rehearsing a play or something. Yeah, and I know the name of the play. It's called Getting Rid of Patty. You've got to be mistaken. All right? I want you to come downstairs and listen for yourself. All right, I will. But only to prove to you that you're wrong.
I asked David to dinner tomorrow night. Anne's going to be out of town. I hope you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. But what's the point?
Well, apparently David has some complex about getting married. He had a pretty unhappy childhood. He was an orphan, and an aunt and uncle brought him up, so his memories of home life are rather grim.
Oh, you'd like him to see how great family life can really be.
Yes. I think he's afraid to raise a family. I'd like him to meet Patty and see what a wonderful child she is.
Fine. Anything for the cause.
He really would make a perfect husband for her. He's very warm, and you know how outgoing she is.
Yeah, she never runs down.
I'm glad I asked him to dinner tomorrow night.
Well, let's make sure Patty's going to be home.
Martin, wouldn't it be wonderful if it all worked out? We'll give them a beautiful honeymoon.
Well, take it easy. We have to get them married first.
We could send them to June Lake. She loves the country.
Hi, folks.
Hi, Patty.
You know, we were just talking about you.
Were you?
You're looking very pretty, honey.
Thank you, Papa.
Our little girl is really growing up, isn't she, Nat?
Yes. Patty, do you have any plans for tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night? Why?
Oh, we're having a dinner guest, and I want you to meet him.
I can't. I have a date with Richard.
Well, couldn't you break it?
You never asked me to break a date with Richard before.
This is rather important, darling. Oh, you're going to like this man. He's very nice, and I'm anxious for you to make a good impression on him.
You are?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I think you should wear your new dress tomorrow night. See, one of the reasons he's coming is to meet you. And I think you should go to the hairdresser in the afternoon.
Excuse me. Any questions? They're leading me to the slaughter. I can't believe it. You'll dance at my wedding. Hello, Uncle Martin. I'm Natalie.
Hello, dear.
Hello, Kath.
Uncle Martin, I know this seems ridiculous, but Patty seems to think there's going to be a wedding around here.
Does she? Well, with a little bit of luck, there will be.
That's exactly... Oh. Who is the man?
He's studying composing at Juilliard. He's a very lovely person.
Excuse me.
I wonder how Patty knew.
Oh, kids today are marvelous. They sense things.
Did you find out anything? Yes. They are trying to get you married. My own mother and father arranging a marriage behind my back to a man I'd never even seen. You think we're in the Middle Ages? Well, I won't marry him. I simply can't understand them. I'm not ready to get married, Kathy. I got a C- in home economics. Now, who'd want a wife like that? Oh, they sure must be anxious to get rid of me. Oh, I'm sure it isn't that, Patty. Papa's always talking about how expensive everything is. Maybe if I ate less, they'd let me stay. You've got to do something. I want Richard. Oh, Richard, I'm so happy to see you.
I just saw you less than an hour ago.
It seems like a lifetime.
Oh, what's wrong?
I have to break my date with you tomorrow night.
Well, why?
I'm going to get married.
Oh? Well, what about Tuesday night?
She's serious.
Serious about getting married? Oh, what is it, a school play or something?
No, it's real life.
Patty, you've been watching too much television. You can't get married. You've got a C- in home economics.
You see, even he knows I'm not ready to get married.
What's she talking about, Kat?
I'm afraid it's true, Richard. Her mother and father are planning to get her married.
Well, I'm not ready to get married yet.
You're not the man they've chosen.
You mean they want you to marry somebody else?
Yeah, you're beginning to get the idea.
Who is he?
I don't know. I haven't met him. All I know is they're sending us to June Lake for our honeymoon because they think I like the country.
Patty, they can't do this.
They made me break my date with you tomorrow night because they invited him to dinner. And I'm supposed to wear my new dress and go to the beauty shop and be very charming.
When you get married, it's going to be to me, and that's not going to be for a long, long time.
You haven't met him, but he hasn't met you either. So? So, they told you to be charming. So? So don't. How can I help it?
Hey, I get it. She means make yourself unattractive and act stupid.
Oh, he'd never believe it.
You've got to try. I mean, if he doesn't like you, there's not going to be any marriage, right?
Right. Kathy, I've got to hand it to you. When the chips are down, you're brilliant. All right, let's figure out the kind of girl that would be least likely to appeal to him. He's a long-haired musician.
A long-haired musician? Well, then Patty can act herself.
Oh, we really got to make him head for the hills. He'd probably like someone who was scholarly, like serious books, art, the theater, the classics. All you have to do is be opposite. That's not hard. That's the real me. All right, let's rehearse it. You really have to frighten him away tomorrow night. Richard, you be David.
David, huh? I don't even like his name.
I'll be your mother. Good evening, David. It's so nice of you to come. This is my daughter, Patty. Patty, David.
I'm very happy to make your acquaintance. I've heard a great deal about you.
Tell me, have you read any good books lately, David?
Oh, yes, indeed. I just finished reading The Odyssey.
I read the sequel, The Evensy. Pretty good, huh?
Have you seen any good plays lately?
Yeah, Gonzalez checked Mickey Mantle out on the top of the night with bases loaded.
This is a rehearsal, Patty.
Oh. Tell me, are you fond of Gluck? Only if it has a lot of cream and sugar on it. That should frighten him away. I can't wait till tomorrow night. That's him. He's early. Yes, your mother and father aren't back yet. Yeah, I know. They went to get him some caviar or something. What do we do? Well, we can't keep him out there. Let him in. You can get rid of him before they get back. Yeah.
Hello. I know I'm early. I'm David Stone.
How do you do, David? I'm so happy to know you. Well, won't you come in? I'm Patty. It's my cousin Kathy. Hello.
How do you do?
Well, the Pioneer type should be back any sec.
The pie... Oh.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I have some things to do upstairs. Well, come on in and set a spell.
Thank you. You know, I'm really very happy that your mother and father aren't home now because I'd kind of like to get to know you a little better.
Is that so?
Well, I don't think I'm supposed to know this, but I kind of feel they invited me here tonight to turn me into a Benedict.
A Benedict?
Shakespeare, Much Ado About Nothing. Benedict was a character who was against marriage until one day he met the right girl and it changed his mind.
You mean you're against marriage?
Well, I had been up to now. You see, I had kind of a rugged childhood. I was raised by an aunt and an uncle who hated each other, and they battled constantly, and it made me pretty cynical about marriage and family.
Me too.
What do you mean?
Oh, I've had a very unhappy childhood, too.
Well, I thought this was such a happy family.
Happy? Oh, it's brutal around here. Everybody hates everybody else. Why, we yell and scream at each other all the time.
You do?
Oh, yeah. I could tell you stories that would make your hair stand on end.
Anne told me this was the happiest family she'd ever seen.
Anne?
Your cousin, Anne.
You know her?
Well, yes.
Oh, well, she lied to you. It's yell, yell, yell all the time around here. Oh, Patty, have you seen... No! I want some more. Get out of here. See? Oh, of course. Who wants to be in the same room with you? You see?
Do your parents quarrel?
Day and night.
They're the only family Anne has.
Yeah. Poor Anne.
Well, she never even mentioned this to me. It must be terrible for her, just the way it was for me.
Oh, even worse. When Papa loses his temper, he's a fiend.
Anne is so shy and sensitive. Someone should take her out of all this.
Yeah. Of course, I don't mind it here. I'm kind of used to it. I even like it here. I wouldn't want to leave for anything.
David! Martin, this is David Stone.
How do you do?
Nice to meet you.
I'm sorry we were so late getting home.
I'm glad Patty and I have had a chance to talk.
Yeah, we really understand each other.
And I've made up my mind about something.
Yes?
I want to get married right away.
Francis, I can't tell you how excited we all are. Oh, of course, Anne is just beside herself. She loves David so much. Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. Hmm?
Mama.
And David simply adores her. Oh, I'm going to help her pick out the wedding gown. Well, if we can get ready in time, we'll have the wedding next week. You know, I have just a million things to do. Oh, we're going to have the wedding right here at the house, and I do want it to be beautiful. Oh, about 100 people. Yes, I know she seems like such a child, but she isn't really. I know. He made up his mind last night, right after he had a talk with Patty. Isn't it wonderful? Oh, I'm so delighted.
I can't believe it. You mean I'm gonna be a bridesmaid?
Yeah, Patty's downstairs now talking to your mother. I'm sure it'll all be settled. Did you talk to your mother? Yeah, it's all set. The wedding is next week in my former home. She wants it to be beautiful, about 100 people. Oh, Patty.
Kathy told me the news, sis. I'm gonna miss you.
I want you to come and live with me.
Do you mean that?
Of course I mean it.
Gee, thanks, sis.
You too, Kathy. Oh, and what about your husband? Oh, I forgot all about him. What time is it? Oh, it must be about 5 o'clock. Do you realize we haven't heard a word from David since he was here yesterday? Maybe he's forgotten about me. Oh, I wouldn't count on that if I were you. Yeah, I guess you're right. Oh, maybe he had to leave town or something.
Patty, David's downstairs. He wants to see you.
Oh, boy.
I'm so happy. I can't tell you how much this means to me.
Does it really, Mom?
Oh, I've dreamed of this for a long time.
Mom, I hardly know David. I've only met him once in my whole life.
He's a wonderful man. You'll get to love him.
Mom, I'm too young to get married.
I should think so. We're moving the wedding from Wednesday to Friday. That'll give us 2 extra days. Oh, there's such a million things to do. I've got to arrange the minister, call the caterer, call the rental place. I don't know how we're going to get ready in time.
My own mother, selling me down the river.
Richard, why'd you use the back door?
I didn't know if I'd be welcome at the front door anymore. I mean, since Patty is practically a married woman.
She's not married yet.
It's gonna happen any minute. I wonder if they're planning to invite me over to dinner. You know, old friends of the bride.
I'm sure sorry about this, Richard. Could I fix your sandwich?
No thanks, I'm not hungry.
You're not?
I haven't been able to eat a bite since I heard the news.
I don't want Patty to get married. But if she does marry, I'd like her to marry you.
Thanks, Ross.
I mean, you've got your problems, but at least I know what they are. I don't want a stranger for a brother-in-law.
Maybe you're not gonna have a stranger for a brother-in-law.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not gonna let it happen so easily. You think any old joker that comes along can take Patty away from me?
Now, wait a minute, where are you going?
To see Patty. Through the front door.
Hello, Patty.
Hello, David.
I've got to give you a kiss.
Do you?
I owe you so much.
Me?
Well, yes. Before I spoke to you last night, I didn't have any idea how much I wanted to get married. But now that I've made up my mind, I feel like a new man.
You mean you still want to go through with it?
I can't wait. The sooner, the better.
David, I think there's something you should know.
What's that?
I can't cook or sew. I have a terrible disposition and I have 2 cavities, an upper and a lower. See?
Well, when we get back from the honeymoon, we'll just have to get you to a dentist.
You mean that doesn't change your feelings about me?
Of course not, Patty. Nothing could ever do that.
Why do I have to be so irresistible?
Anybody home?
In here, Richard.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Richard. I'd like you to meet David Stone. Richard Harrison.
David? You're David?
You've heard about me?
Boy, that's the only topic of conversation around here.
Well, I'm pleased to meet you.
I'll bet you are. You're turning me into a laughing stock.
I don't understand.
No? Well, it just happens you're planning to marry my girl.
Your girl?
That's right, and I don't intend to give her up.
What's he talking about?
It's true. I didn't want to hurt you, David, but that's the way it is.
You mean you knew about it, too?
Well, of course. Everybody knows it.
Everybody but me. How long have you known her?
A lot longer than you have.
Richard Harrison. She never even mentioned you to me.
You've been too busy sweeping her off her feet.
It all happened so fast.
And you're in love with her.
That's right.
Well, how does she feel about you?
Tell him.
Same way, I'm afraid.
I can't believe this. You're just a kid.
I'm not as young as I look. Anyway, Patty and I aren't ready to get married next week. But we will be, someday.
Patty and you?
That's right. That's why I can't marry you.
You can't marry me.
No. Oh, I hate these eternal triangles. But it wouldn't be fair to any of us. I know how hurt you must be. But I just can't go through with it.
Patty, didn't your mother tell you?
Oh, yeah. She told me how anxious you are to get married. And I hate to let her down, but please, try to understand.
I think I do. Look, the truth of the matter is...
Yes.
Well, the truth of the matter is... Well, I'm just very happy we had this chat.
Yeah, me too. Do you think you'll be able to get over me?
Well, not right away, of course, but in time.
Thank you, David.
You're a good loser.
Thanks. I lost to a good man.
Yeah. Well, better luck next time.
Oh, how am I going to break the news to the parent figures?
Would you like me to do it for you?
Would you?
Yes, I think it might be easier coming from me.
Yeah. That way you can tell them you're all right. You know something? You're all right.
All set?
All set. Bye.
So long.
Oh. Hey, wait a minute. Didn't you say you know my cousin Anne?
Yes.
Look, if you're so anxious to get married, why don't you try her? Not me, but... Oh, she's a wonderful girl. Good luck. How great everything turned out. I told David about Anne Monday, and he's marrying her Friday. When I play Cupid, I don't kid around. Maybe you should be a professional matchmaker. Yeah, I'd be great. You know, I really thought I was going to be in big trouble this week, but I got out of it.
She didn't.
She didn't. I'm afraid she did. Patty must have taken it for granted that we were all speaking of her wedding.
Oh, why didn't she come to us and discuss it?
Well, perhaps she felt she couldn't.
But why?
Because she can't stand screaming. When Anne and I get back from our honeymoon, we'd like very much to have a talk with you about Patty. We think perhaps she may be happier living with us.
Living with you?
Well, Anne and I have discussed how unhappy Patty is living here at home, and we've decided
Patty unhappy at home? Where'd you ever get that impression?
It's not an impression. She told me. Well, I mean, she wasn't complaining. She merely said that she'd never leave you, but Patty's a very sensitive girl, and she just can't stand watching you two fight constantly.
Watching us fight?
Yelling and screaming at one another.
Patty said that?
That's right.
Well, for your information, there is no yelling around this house. Patty! Patty, come in here!
Well, now, wait a minute. I didn't mean to start another family row. I just thought that if there was something wrong, perhaps we could help the situation.
Don't worry, we're going to do something about it. Patty!
Yes, Pa, would you call me?
Yeah, I have a bit of news for you, young lady.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
You're in trouble again.
I know,
Now, about our yelling at you, where do you get off telling people all this?
I didn't mean to start another argument. He just told me, and I figured that maybe there was some...
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Sakes, must you?
Must I what, sis?
Make noise like a hungry hippopotamus.
Yep.
Morning, everybody.
Hi, Papa.
Hi.
For you, dear, airmail special.
Hey, it's from Cousin Gaylord.
Cousin Gaylord?
Yeah, he's a fairly distant cousin, Kath, one of the Atlanta lanes. He says, howdy, Cousin Martin. We all as fine as wine. Hope you all are the same. Me and Sissy are busy...
That's Cousin Gaylord's wife.
Me and Sissy are busy on boll weevils at the store, but glory be, things are booming.
Well, isn't that nice?
Which brings me to the reason for writing. Our little gal Betsy is coming home from boarding school on vacation, and her mommy and me are just too darn rushed at the store to look after her proper. So I was hoping you could put her up for a couple of weeks.
Why, of course, we'd love to have her.
Oh, Natalie, you have enough to handle around here as it is.
Oh, I don't mind the extra work. It's only for a couple of weeks.
Now, this is a big house, Nat, and you have practically no help. So much as I'd like to have Cousin Betsy come, I'm afraid I'm going to have to say thank you, but no thank you.
I'll get it. Hello. May I help you? You must be Cousin Patty. Cousin Patty? Uh-huh. I'm Daddy Gaylord's little gal, Betsy. Hi.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
She's sweet. That's Sarah Jane.
Hey, now there's a doll.
His name's Grady Tyler.
Oh, so you steady?
No, just a boy I date.
Wow.
That's Carson Culpepper. I date him, too. And that's another boy you date. Uh-huh. They all are.
Come on now, Betsy. You're not going to tell us you go out with the whole football team.
Of course not, Cousin Patty. Just the backfield. They're all back home. I don't know any boys here.
Betsy, tell you what. Tomorrow we'll go down to the shake shop so you can meet some of the fellas.
Oh, please don't trouble yourself. Oh, it's no trouble at all. You're both so sweet. But honest, back home I'm happy just to sit and read a good book. When do you find the time?
Oh, yeah.
You see, Betsy, they do notice you. My, Nolan boys sure are friendly. Well, they want you to know there's no hard feelings about Fort Sumter. Oh, come on, there's Kathy. Excuse me. Hi. Beg your pardon. Excuse me. Hi, Kathy. We're here. We saved a place for you. George, say hello to Betsy Lane, our cousin from Atlanta. Betsy, this is George Tutwiler, a friend of mine.
Pleased to meet you.
How do you do? Thank you. Did you say Tutwiler?
That's right.
Are you by any chance a kinfolk of Thomas Jefferson Tutwiler, the famous Confederate general?
Gee, I don't know. My folks are mostly in the stationery business.
I'll just bet you are. Down home, there's this big statue of General Tutwiler in the park, waving his saber and leading his troops into battle. You look just like him.
No kidding.
Uh-huh.
What'll it be?
That depends on how Kathy's fixed for funds.
No, this is my treat.
Well, thank you kindly, Mr. Tutwiler.
Call me George.
George. I'll have a chocolate sundae with sprinkles.
What about you, Betsy?
Oh, I'll just have a little old root beer.
1 root beer.
Oh, make it a small one here. When I meet somebody fascinating, I just get too excited to eat.
No kidding.
I hope we're not interrupting anything, Kathy. No. George was just going over a poem he's reading to the literary club. A poem? Really? I just adore poetry.
No kidding.
Uh-huh. George was reading some of Shakespeare's verse. Oh, I'd love to hear it, Mr. Tutwiler.
Call me General. I mean George.
George. Hello, Patty. Hi, Kat. What are you doing home? I thought you had a date with George Tutwiler. He called to say he couldn't make it. Oh, that's too bad. Hey, have you seen Betsy? She's not in her room. No, she went to the movies with George Tutwiler. Shit! Why, that sneaky little thing. No, she's not, Patty. She told me he asked her to go. Oh, why didn't you tell her to lay off? Well, how could I after she'd accepted? She'd have been terribly embarrassed. Yeah, I suppose so. Well, goodbye, Charlie, to him, I say. Yes. He was very nice, though. Oh, forget it, Kath. If a guy is that fickle, I say P.H.I. P.H.I.? Pack him in. You're taking my loss very well. I'm sorry, Kath. Hi, yo. Oh, hi, Betsy. How come you're home so early? Because Mr. George Tutwiler is a total disaster. What happened? Our wagon train was attacked. You what? George took me to a cowboy movie. I've never been so bored in all my living days. I'm sorry it was such a dull evening. Oh, it wasn't all bad. At the popcorn stand, this real cute boy came up and introduced himself. Oh? What was his name? Robert. Or was it William? Don, I can't recall. Oh, well, chin up. It'll come back to you. And if it doesn't, he will. Yes, I do believe I'll be hearing from him. Oh, let's hope so. We wouldn't want you to get the impression that all northern boys are as pokey as old George. You know something? I'll just bet he was fibbing when he claimed to be kinfolk of General Thomas Jefferson Tutwiler. Come on, Kath, let's park. Hey, too bad Betsy couldn't come tonight. The place is really swinging. Patty, Betsy is here. Look. Yep, that's our Betsy. I wonder who she's with. Perhaps it's that real cute boy whose name she couldn't remember. It's Richard! Why, that Confederate Cleopatra! Patty, you gotta make a scene here. Well, how dare she date Richard? He's mine! Well, Betsy doesn't know that. Obviously, Richard hasn't told her. Why do I get my hands on him? Why bother? I say goodbye, Charlie, to him. What? Well, if a man is that fickle, forget him. I say P.H.I. That cute boy I met took me to the pictures. Turns out his name's Richard Harrison. You don't say. But maybe you'd like to have this for your collection. Why, it's Richard. Patty, you're the living end. Love, Richard. Patty, I had no idea.
No. I'm sure Richard was too busy to bring it up.
What a wicked boy. I could sink right through the floor.
Forget it. You can't help being irresistible. We'll make like it never happened.
Patty, you're such a wonderful person.
Yeah. I hope we don't run out of boys before you leave.
Richard was right about one thing. You are the living end.
Good night, Betsy.
I just love being here with Patty, Sarah Jane. I wish I could stay on and on like Cousin Kathy. Don't see how I could, though, as long as Kathy's here. Sarah Jane, wouldn't it be nice if Kathy suddenly took a notion to go off and live with a daddy in Europe? Don't suppose she ever will, though. Not unless something happened to put that notion in her head. Cousin Kathy, could you help me take up the hem of this dress? Oh, certainly. I was just finishing a letter to my father. Oh. Where's your daddy now? In Rome. Next week, India. My, I bet you miss him a lot. Terribly. That's why I write such long letters. Don't you ever get to see him? Oh, on his vacations. We have marvelous times. But then there's always the day when we have to say goodbye again. That must be just awful. Patty and Aunt Natalie and Uncle Martin and Ross make it a lot easier. My, they're real folks. They certainly do make a person feel welcome. Yes, they're pretty special. Indeed they are. I mean, no matter how long you live here, Cousin Kathy, I'll bet they'll never let you feel you're in the way. In the way? Oh, but you're not. You're family. Oh, and you and Patty get on so well. Yes, we do. My, that's wonderful. You know, I recall once when my mama invited her sister to come and live with us. After a while, Mama couldn't wait for Auntie to get up and go. Her own sister. Well, perhaps Patty and I are lucky that we're only first cousins. Shall we have a look at that dress? Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Busy?
Oh, just doing my geometry homework. Or trying to. Darn. Why wasn't I born with brains like Kathy?
Aunt Natalie says she's just brilliant.
Fantastic. IBM machines bring their problems to Kathy.
Why, your mother just goes on and on about how wonderful Kathy is.
Yeah.
Oh, why don't you ask her to help you with that?
Oh, not Kathy. She says it's good for my character to go it alone.
Oh. My roommate at boarding school is smart like Kathy. Mary Lou. Knows everything.
Yeah, that can be a drag to live with sometimes.
You really mean that, Cousin Patty?
Oh, don't breathe a word of this to anybody. But as much as I adore and worship Kathy.
Yes.
Well, sometimes when she comes on like Albert Einstein.
I won't say a word. That's just how I feel about Mary Lou sometimes.
Aren't we awful?
Dreadful. You know something, Cousin Patty? I didn't realize we had so much in common. Well, better get along with that now. Hello, Patty.
Hi, Kath. What's the square root of 17? figure it out. Thanks a lot. I haven't got time.
Oh? What's your hurry?
I'm taking Betsy to that dance at the Y tonight. You want to come with us?
No, thank you. I think I'll stay in and wash my hair.
Well, as long as you're staying in, would you copy out the last few equations for me?
I will, if you insist. But I really think you ought to do it yourself, Patty.
Excuse me. I forgot what a high-minded character I live with.
What?
Well, it's not as if I asked you to help me cheat on an exam or something.
Patty, what's gotten into you?
Nothing. It's just I hate this assignment so.
All right. I'll finish it for you.
No, I'll do it. Well, why don't you come with us, Kath? The place will be bulging with boys.
Indeed. All baying after you and Betsy.
Kathy, you can have any boy you want. You just don't try. You have to pour on a little flattery.
I know. But when I do, I sound like such a ninny.
Oh. Is that how I sound to you? Like a ninny?
I didn't mean that.
Well, you practically said so.
I didn't.
But you do think so.
All right. If you want the truth, I suppose there are times when you do.
Kathy.
Oh, don't be upset. I'm sure there are times when you find me a long-haired drag.
I never said that.
Let's face it, Patty, we're really very different people.
Yeah, but we get along great.
Don't you ever get tired of having me around all the time? Intruding?
Intruding? Kathy, whatever put such an idea in your head?
I don't know. Perhaps it was something that Betsy said the other day.
What did she say?
That I was lucky to be living with a family that never made me feel I was in the way.
In the way? You? You know, the other night, little old cousin Betsy somehow got me to admit that, well, that I get edgy when you're being brilliant at school.
And I found myself telling her that I resented your being so popular with boys.
Kathy, do you think our cousin is up to something?
I don't know.
Sure sounds like she's trying to make trouble between us.
But why on earth should she?
I can't imagine. Something spooky is going on around here.
Patty, Betsy is a very sweet girl.
Oh, bless her. Butter would melt in her pretty little mouth.
Let's not be unkind.
No.
I'll just have a little old root beer. Oh, make it a small one. Here. When I meet somebody fascinating, Mr. Tutwiler, I just get too excited to eat.
And then she went after Richard the chicken-minded. I'm gonna find out what she's up to.
How?
By out-sneaking her.
Good evening, Cousin Betsy.
Well, hi, Kathy.
Patty will be right in.
Oh, thank you.
Aren't you going to come with us, Kathy? No, I never have much fun at dances. I understand. It must get tiresome seeing Patty with all the boys.
Oh, you think so?
Yes, I'm afraid it does. It's a shame. I mean, you'd think Patty'd make a little more effort to see that you had a good time, too. I'm sure she tries. Sometimes. I doubt it. Cousin Kathy,
has it ever occurred to you that maybe Patty enjoys sashaying up with the boys while you sit off in the corner? Cousin Betsy. Oh, Betsy, here's that pin you wanted to borrow. Kathy. Did you... Patty, what have you been doing? Just, having a little heart-to-heart with our cousin. Isn't that right, Betsy?
I agree with you, Patty. It was shameful of Betsy.
Yeah, but why would she do such a thing?
Well, perhaps your father can tell us when he's through talking to her.
No, I don't really care. I just wanted to go home. Well, Papa?
Well, I had a talk with Betsy, and then I called Cousin Gaylord, and he's coming to pick her up.
Good riddance.
Patty, you and Kathy have every reason to be furious with Betsy, but we should try to understand her a little.
I do. She's a snake.
No, she's just a very lonely girl.
Lonely? Have you seen that collection of boys on her dresser?
Well, maybe she has plenty of dates. But what she doesn't seem to have is a family.
What about Gaylord and Sissy?
Well, I gather that Gaylord and Sissy ship Betsy off to boarding school so that they can devote all their time to building up their business. And on her vacations, they fob her off on relatives like us.
Okay, so she's lonely. But why did she try to start a feud around here?
Because, honey, she had the wild hope that Kathy would decide she wasn't welcome here, and then Betsy could come and live with us instead.
Boy, she must have been desperate.
She must feel terrible about this.
Okay, I'll go tell Kathy we don't hate Betsy anymore. I think somebody ought to have a talk with Cousin Gaylord.
Somebody did. That's why he'll be here on the next plane.
And next summer we want you to come and stay with us. Do you really mean that, Cousin Patty? Of course. And so do I.
Betsy, look who's here.
Daddy!
Howdy, honey.
I didn't know you were coming.
I know you didn't, honey, but aren't you glad?
Yes.
Howdy, Cousin Natalie.
Hello, Gaylord.
Daddy, I'd like you to meet Cousin Patty. Hi. And Kathy and Rose.
Howdy, y'all.
Hey, they all talk like that.
Betsy.
Oh, honey, I'm so glad to see you.
You came too.
Of course I did, honey. Howdy, everybody.
I'm just thrilled, but it didn't need both of you to come to fetch me home.
We're not going home just yet, Gal.
Daddy booked us into a hotel here, honey, for a whole week.
Right, us country cousins gonna see the big town.
Golly.
Yes, sir. Me and your mommy got a heap of catching up to do.
Daddy decided, honey. You're transferring to the high school back home so we can get acquainted with you.
You hear that? But, Daddy, who's going to take care of the store?
Hang the store. I want to enjoy my pretty daughter's company before some smart young fella starts keeping it with her. Come along, gal. I'm mighty grateful to you folks.
I'll drive you to the hotel.
Thank you, Rose. Thank you. Bye now. And thank you all for being so wonderful. I'll be seeing you.
Thank you very much.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
You all come back. Here.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two.
What's going on? It looks like they're giving away free banana splits. We got a celebrity with us. Oh, big deal. Look at everybody acting like a bunch of lunatics. Oh, gee, excuse me. Excuse me, I've got a lot of work to do. Excuse me.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bouquets, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
You know, the old school hasn't changed at all. Even the kids look the same.
We've added some new classrooms. Would you like to see them?
Yes, I'd love to.
Patty, I thought you had a math class.
Who wants to go to a math class when she can look at Sal Mineo? Richard, did you see him?
I saw him.
Oh, did you ever see anything so dreamy? I wonder what he's doing here anyway.
He used to go to school here.
You're kidding. No wonder they call it the hallowed halls of Brooklyn Heights High.
Patty, will you please get that look off your face?
Richard, he's a big star. I could get discovered.
You mean found out?
I bet you he's come here to find new talent at his old high school. Of course. He wants to make somebody a big Hollywood movie star. Why not me?
He's here because he's going to star in a new television series. He plays a school teacher, and they're going to shoot some background stuff.
I knew it. It's fate.
What's fate?
They're going to need somebody to show them around school. Somebody who knows all the ropes. Somebody who can make life pleasant and easy for them. And guess who that someone is going to be?
Sal, this is Kathy Lane, Sal Mineo.
Hello, Kathy. I'm happy to meet you.
How do you do, Mr. Mineo? I've enjoyed your pictures and plays.
Well, thank you. I've heard a lot about you from Mr. Layton.
I thought it'd be a good idea if I assigned someone to show Mr. Mineo around the school. Would you like to take on the job, Kathy?
Yes, I'd love to.
And I promise I won't be a nuisance.
I'll bet there are thousands of girls who'd like to be in your shoes, Kathy.
I can think of one. Hey, where were you all day? You missed all the excitement. Oh, what excitement? Oh, nothing. There was just a movie star at school, that's all. I touched him with this hand. Oh, you should have seen him, Kathy. As a matter of fact, Patty, fantastic. And he acted just like he was an ordinary human being. Patty, you know, you could tell he was a movie star just by looking at him. He had that kind of shining quality. I hear he's going to be around school for a while, doing research. You know, I'll bet Mr. Layton asked me to show him around. Oh, hi, group.
Hello, Patty.
Did you know there was a movie star at school today?
Oh, yeah, Kathy mentioned it.
Isn't it nice that Mr. Layton asked Kathy to show him around?
Mr. Layton asked you to show Sal Mineo around?
tried to tell you, Patty. I think it's just great. I wish you and Sal every happiness.
What was that all about?
I think Patty was hoping they'd ask her to show him around. Perhaps I could talk to Mr. Layton.
I think we better let well enough alone, Kath.
I'll go talk to Patty.
I've got that old here we go again feeling.
I don't think there's anything to worry about.
I hope you're right. Patty's never been exposed to a star before. She might just go right into orbit.
Are you all right, Patty? Sure. My ego's a little bruised, but I'll get over it. I didn't ask Mr. Layton to select me. Yeah, I know, Kath. I'm not blaming you. I think it's great. I really do. I mean, a big celebrity comes to Brooklyn Heights High, they need somebody to show them around. So who do they ask? Do they ask a girl who knows every nook and corner of that school like the back of her own hand? Do they ask a girl who has something in common with a movie star? Do they ask a girl who knows how to handle a situation like that? No, they ask you. You! While I go to waste. Well, I'm glad you're not upset. Upset? No, I'm not upset. Sal Mineo doesn't impress me. Good. Kathy? Yes? Would you do me a favor? If I can? Would you get me his autograph?
Oh, boy, this room really brings back a lot of memories.
Does it?
Oh, yeah. You know, a lot of this is new.
Oh, yes, we pride ourselves on being a very modern high school.
Well, I bet there are a couple of things that haven't changed. Like, what's the new hangout?
Hangout?
Yeah, where'd all the kids go after school?
Oh, there's a place around the corner called the Shake Shop.
Well, I'd like to see it. And I'll tell you what, after school, I'll buy you a soda, huh?
Oh, I'd like that very much. I'm afraid I have another engagement. But, I think I know someone that I might be able to persuade to go with you.
Patty?
Yeah?
Can I talk to you for a moment?
Could you make it a little later, please? I'm up to my...
Hi, I'm Sal Mineo.
Yeah, I know.
Your cousin Kathy suggested that you might take me to the Shake Shop a little later.
My cousin Kathy suggested that?
Mm-hmm.
My darling cousin Kathy? The greatest girl who ever lived?
Well, of course, if you're busy, I can...
Busy? You mean this? Oh, this is just my hobby. My real career is, show business.
Ah, I see.
I knew you would. May I call you Mr. Mineo?
Oh, no. You may call me Sal.
Sal? Sal. Oh. My grandchildren will never believe this.
Yeah, look, Patty, before you have your grandchildren, could we have that soda?
A lot of people say that I have a natural talent. You should see me do some of my imitations. And I can play the tuba, and I do great Hungarian accents.
All at the same time?
No, we're getting kind of carried away.
No, look, it's great to be enthusiastic about it. It's wonderful. But in order to be a good actor, and I mean a really good actor, takes a lot of training and a lot of hard work.
Yeah, but it's all worth it, though, isn't it?
Oh, look, Patty, if I told you that I didn't enjoy all of it, I'd be a liar. Sure, it's wonderful. But the only problem is that sometimes it's very difficult to have any privacy, you know?
Oh. Yeah, I bet it is. Although nobody's bothering you around here.
Yeah, but you see, they don't expect me to be in a place like this. I mean, that's why nobody's recognized me. But if, like, one person recognizes me, then it, it all sort of happens.
Oh, really? Hi, Gloria. Oh, hi, Patty. I was, just saying to Sal here that, Sal,
Hey, request for a new album. Personal appearances. Chicago, Detroit, Paris.
Paris. I don't even speak French.
I don't think it's your voice they're interested in. Oh, here's a wild one. They want to know if you'll do a show at Brooklyn Heights High.
Hey, wait a minute. Let me look at that. They'd like me to appear in a review sketch.
The nerve of them kids.
Hey, let's do it.
Are you kidding? You haven't got time.
We'll cancel one of the personal appearances. Colin, you don't know what these kids are like. They've been great. I'd like to do something for them.
Buy them a new school.
Aside from that, come on, tell them we'll do it.
Actors.
Hello, Patty. Oh, this is Colin Harvey, my manager. This is Patty Lane.
Hello, Patty.
Hello?
May we come in?
Oh, yeah, sure. Right there. Hello. It's, just Sal Mineo and his manager.
My gosh, it really is Colin Harvey.
Ross. Hello, Sal.
Hiya, Kathy. How are you?
This is Kathy, my cousin Kathy, Colin Harvey, and my brother Ross, Sal Mineo.
Hi, Ross. How are you?
Kathy, Ross.
Colin Harvey. Oh, this is my mother.
How do you do?
And my father.
How do you do?
And Sal Mineo.
Nice to meet you. Mr. Harvey.
How are you?
Nice to meet
Hello.
you. Say, you know, you two look a lot alike.
Do you really think so?
Yeah. Hasn't anybody ever mentioned it before?
Well, it has been commented on once or twice.
Sweet little place you got here. Thank you. Funny how they build houses outside of California.
Look, I'm sorry if we're intruding.
Intruding.
Well, you know, the Brooklyn Heights High School has asked me to appear in a review that they're doing.
Oh, but of course you're much too busy.
That's what I told them.
Oh, but I'm going to do it.
You are?
Oh, sure.
That's wonderful.
What are you going to play?
Well, I thought I'd do a sketch about a high school teacher.
Oh, like your new television series.
Yes, that's right. Yes. And, well, I need a girl to play opposite me in the sketch.
Oh, and that's why you came here. Oh, well, you haven't made a mistake. Really, everything's going to be just great. Kathy will be beautiful. Congratulations, Kath. Patty, he hasn't said who he wants for the part yet. Well, he certainly wouldn't want me.
Well, you see, actually, this part, it doesn't call for a girl that speaks with a Hungarian accent or plays a tuba. Oh, no. But, Patty, if you want the part, it's yours.
Did you hear that? I'm co-starring with Sal Mineo. Mr. Gregory, I have a problem. Mr. Gregory, I have a problem. Mr. Gregory, I have a problem.
I'll say you have.
Oh, hi, Richard.
What's the matter with you, Patty?
I was just rehearsing. I'm co-starring with Sal Mineo.
Co-starring? You're playing a little scene with him in a high school play.
Well, everybody has to start somewhere. Look, if he didn't think I was good, he wouldn't have picked me.
Are you definitely set for this part?
Well, practically, definitely.
What's that mean?
That means that the principal thinks everybody should have a chance to read for the part. But Sal said if I'm any good at all, he'll see to it that I get it. I'm on my way to audition now.
I thought we had a date for the Shake Shop.
That was before I was co-starring with Sal Mineo. Some other time, Richard. Hello, Richard.
Hello, Kathy.
Is anything wrong?
Yeah. Sarah Bernhardt's off again.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. It's only for one performance.
If Patty gets that part, she's going to be impossible.
Well, perhaps she won't get it.
What do you mean?
Do you remember what happened the last time she tried out for a school play?
Sure. She froze up and... She froze up. She froze up?
That's why I came to you, Mr. Gregory. Because you're so gentle and kind and wise. Now that I've seen you, I think I know what to do. Thank you. Goodbye. How did I do?
Oh, you were very good, Gloria. We'll let you know.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you. Who's next? Patty Lane. Patty Lane!
Here I
Hi, Patty. Hey, now look. Look, I want you to be as relaxed as you possibly can, okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm not nervous. I feel great.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I never felt better in my life.
Let's try it. We start the scene with Mr. Mineo seated at the desk. You come in to see him. You're very nervous.
Oh, no, I'm not. I really feel great.
I meant you're nervous in the scene.
Oh, yeah, I'm nervous in the scene.
Let's try it. Come in.
Mr. Gregory?
Hello, Susan. Sit down.
Thank you. I'm sorry for intruding like this.
It's perfectly all right. Now, what can I do for you?
I'm afraid I have a problem. I've tried to figure it out, but it's too big for me.
Oh?
It concerns another teacher in this school. I don't know how to handle it.
Well, now, who is this other teacher?
Miss Morgan.
Oh, your history teacher.
Yes, sir. She's in love with my father.
No.
I saw them together last night. She knows that I know she loves him. And now I have to face her. What can I say?
Well, that's a very difficult problem.
I know. That's why I came to you, Mr. Gregory. Because you're warm and kind and understanding. And now that I've seen you, I think I know what to do. Thank you. Goodbye. How was I?
You were marvelous.
Excellent, young lady. Excellent.
What did you say your name was?
Patty Lane.
I told you you'd be wonderful, didn't I?
That was nothing. Wait till you see me opening night.
Hi there. Good morning. Good morning. We need help.
What's your problem?
Well, the problem is, how do you compete with a celebrity?
I don't think you have to compete with anyone, Richard.
You're wrong, Mrs. Lane. Ever since Patty met Sal Mineo, you'd think I was nothing. I mean, he's a famous actor, he's rich, and he's handsome, and...
You want to know what she sees in him?
Oh, no, sir. I know what Patty sees in him. What I want to know is what he sees in her.
I imagine it's the same thing you do.
No, it isn't that. I mean, I understand Patty. Everyone thinks she's a crazy, kooky kid. But I know the real Patty. And underneath it all, she's a
crazy, kooky kid.
No, she's not, sir. She's a very sincere, warm girl. And she deserves everything she wants out of life. If she wants Sal Mineo, I'm not going to stand in her way.
Richard, did you come here to fight for her or give her up?
I'm not sure. I want to do what's best for her.
I think it would help if you made up your mind.
Well, even if I decide to fight for her, what chance have I got? I mean, he's got everything, and I'm just a handsome, intelligent boy.
You really want some advice?
I'd sure appreciate it.
Why don't you just sit tight? I have a notion the boy next door is going to win the girl.
I hope you're right, sir. I sure hate unhappy endings.
I'm more nervous than if I were going going to a Broadway opening.
Where's Sal Minio's co-star? Isn't she coming with us?
Oh, she's already at school, Uncle Martin.
Yeah, she's been there since yesterday.
She is so excited about this.
I saw her at the rehearsal. She was very good.
I wish she'd make up her mind what she wants to be. She's driving me crazy.
Well, let's go. We don't want to be late.
Thank you.
It's the next one. The high school teacher starring Sal Mineo and Patty Lane.
She better be good. She's using my name.
Come in.
Mr. Gregory?
Hello, Susan. Sit down. Sit down. You're probably sorry to intrude like this.
Yes. I'm probably sorry to intrude like this.
Well, now, that's perfectly all right, Susan. Now, tell me, what can I do for you? I suppose you have a problem and you've tried to work it out, but it's too big for you. Does it concern another teacher at the school?
Anything you say.
Yes, well, it's probably Miss Morgan, your history teacher, and you found out that she's in love with your father.
She is.
And so you've come to me because you don't know how to face her and because you don't know what to do about it. And it's a very, very big problem. And you've come to me because I'm gentle and kind and wise. And now that you have seen me, you know what you can do. Well, goodbye, Susan, and good luck. Goodbye, Susan. Goodbye, Susan. That girl's got a lot of problems.
Well, she's done it again.
And remember, Ross, when Patty comes down for breakfast, I don't want any jokes made about last night.
Dad, that's not fair. I've been practicing all morning.
Your father's right. An experience like last night could be very serious if it isn't handled carefully.
You mean she could have a trauma?
Ross, Patty is very sensitive. She was counting a lot on that play. And I think it was particularly upsetting because it happened in front of Sal Mineo.
I wonder how he felt.
Well, there's no telling what this could mean to Patty. Why, she might become hard and bitter.
Or shy and withdrawn.
Gee, I had no idea that this could be so serious. After all, it was only a high school play.
But that's just the point, son. It happened in front of her peers. Patty is going to have to face them today. Don't you realize that she'd be worried about that?
Hadn't thought about it that way. I'll be real nice to her.
I doubt if she'll be very hungry, Aunt Natalie, but perhaps you should insist she eat.
I will.
If she's so nervous and upset, why is she still asleep?
Well, sleep is one of the greatest escapes in the world, son. It's nature's way of protecting us from what we don't want to face.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Boy, did I sleep. Mom, how about some bacon and eggs this morning with maybe a few pancakes on the side?
You have an appetite?
I'm starved. How about that crazy play last night? Did you ever see anything like that? Well, it wasn't that bad, Patty. Not bad. Did you see what Sal Mineo did to me?
No, what did Sal Mineo do to you?
Well, he stole all my lines. He was afraid I was going to walk off with the show. So he said everything I was supposed to say. That's the trouble with actors. The minute you put the spotlight on them, boom.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins part.
Richard, I can't imagine what's keeping her. She should have been home hours ago.
I just have time for one more sandwich.
Oh, yes. Would you like some more milk?
Thank you. She knows I was going to meet her here, Kat.
Yes, well, I'm sure she'll be here.
Richard, could I ask you a personal question?
Sure, go ahead.
Are you gonna marry Patty?
Ross.
Why can't I ask him? He'd be my brother-in-law.
Well, she's crazy about me, but I don't know if I'm going to marry her or not.
Has she asked you yet?
Ross, it doesn't work that way.
You don't know Patty.
Gung-ho group!
Gung-ho yourself. You know, you're an hour late.
It was for a good cause. Where were you, Patty? At church.
On a Wednesday afternoon?
Mm-hmm. The church is having a big bazaar, and I'm on the committee. They asked all of us to come up with ideas to raise money. It's a lucky thing they have me. I came up with a blockbuster.
You gonna run a crooked poker game?
No, I suggested a raffle. It should be a cinch to raise at least $100. That's a wonderful idea, Patty.
Yeah, that sounds great. What are you going to raffle off?
You.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Patty, you're not serious about raffling me off.
Oh, yes, I am. It's all set.
Well, it's unconstitutional.
Richard, I have it all figured out, Richard.
Why would anyone buy a ticket to win him?
Because the prize is not only Richard, but dinner at the Starlight Room and orchestra seats to the Broadway smash hit A Girl from Paris.
Hey, that's great thinking.
Then you'll let us raffle you off?
Sure. Oh, I mean, it's the least I can do for the church.
His fiancé. Well, we better get down to business. Now, the bazaar is only 2 weeks away, and we have a lot of work to do. I figure we can charge 50 cents a ticket.
If we sell 10,000 tickets, that's $5,000.
Richard, I love you. But don't go into orbit. If I can get rid of 100 tickets, it'll be a minor miracle.
Be sure they know it's me.
That'll hold back the sale. Okay. Gung-ho!
Patty, why don't we print our own tickets and save that expense? George has a small printing press that I'm sure he'll let us use. That's a great idea, Kat. And we can print them on the back of last week's math test.
I can't believe it. I'm the prize.
Finish one? There you are. Thank you. Here, Kathy, okay?
Yeah.
Your staples.
Hi.
Slang. How are you?
Gee, it looks like a bookie joint. How do you know what a bookie joint looks like? I watch TV.
How the tickets coming along?
Great. Here, let me show you one. What do you think of it?
Win Richard Harrison. That's a catchy heading. A fab dinner at the Fab Starlight Room, followed by orchestra seats to the Fab hit The Girl from Paris.
Well,
Fab.
thanks.
How many of these are you printing?
100. I'm buying 10 of them myself.
That's very charitable of you.
Not only that, it gives me 10% chance of winning. See, I don't want Richard taking anybody else out. And this way, if I win, it'll work out great. The church will get its $50, and Rich and I'll get a dinner at the Starlight Room and orchestra seats to the girl from Paris.
Good luck.
Thanks, Rocco. See ya.
See ya.
I just sold 10 more tickets. How did you make out, Kat? I sold another 5. Great, that means we only have 60 tickets left to sell.
Hello, Patty. Kathy.
Hi, Gloria.
I understand you're selling raffle tickets for Richard.
Yeah.
I'd like to buy some.
Oh, gee, that's a shame. We're all sold out. Oh, but we have a class to make. You're absolutely right, Kathy. She's always worried about being late for class. Well, better luck next time. Bye. Patty, how could you do that? We still have 60 tickets to sell. Not to her, we don't. I don't trust her with Richard. This is for charity, remember? Yeah, and charity begins at home. I'll buy the tickets myself. How many have you bought already? This will make 11. I have an 11% chance of winning a date with my own boyfriend. Hi! How many tickets would you like to buy to a charity raffle? Only 50 cents to win an evening with Richard Harrison at the Starlight Room and to see the new Broadway smash hit, A Girl from Paris.
I heard about this. I'll take 2.
Thank you, Mary. Here you go. Good luck.
I'll take 1.
Oh, fine, another one.
I'll buy 1.
Just a second. Sorry, all sold out. Fine.
Hi, Patty. Where you been?
Selling pieces of you. I sold 5 more tickets.
Boy, I'm selling like hotcakes.
What do you have, Patty?
The usual.
1 double coconut thrill, extra chocolate syrup, heavy on the sprinkles.
Right. Sammy, would you do me a favor?
What can I do for you?
Sell these for me?
What are they?
Tickets to a charity raffle.
Yeah, I'm the prize.
Does everyone know that?
Look, all you have to do is put them on the counter and collect the money. They practically sell themselves. What do you say?
Have I got a choice?
Thanks a million, Sammy. You've just made a great contribution to the American way of life.
How's your ticket sale coming along?
It's a smash. We only have 6 more tickets to sell.
Oh, that's too bad.
Too bad.
Yes, I mentioned your charity raffle at my bridge club this afternoon, and I can sell about 25 tickets for you.
The woman at your bridge club want to buy tickets?
That's right.
That's a great idea, Mama. Sell as many as you can.
All right.
Oh, Patty, you don't have 25 tickets to sell. I'll print up some more tonight.
Could you print up some extra ones?
What for?
I have a scout meeting tonight. I think they'll buy some. Some of those kids will bet on anything.
How many do you think you could sell?
I'll try 25.
Great! It's a toss-up whether Richard's going on a date with me, Mama's bridge club, or the Boy Scouts.
Will 50 be enough?
Well, maybe you better print an extra 10, just for luck.
Okay. Who did you say is buying those extra tickets, Patty?
Oh, just a group of girls around town.
Yeah? That's great. You know, this is one of your better ideas.
I'm glad you like it.
You know, it's kind of exciting, not knowing who's going to win me.
Oh, here they are.
I have a pretty good idea.
Going to play?
Yeah.
So am I. But not tennis.
What are those?
Oh, 20 tickets to your raffle.
20? Where did you get 20 tickets?
Oh, Sam was selling them at the Shake Shop. Now I have almost twice as many as you. Oh, I know you're not very good at mathematics, darling, but that gives me a 2-to-1 edge. Good luck.
Patty, did Gloria tell you she bought 20 tickets? I'm not much of a mathematician, but that's a 2-to-1 edge. I can't let her win. What are you going to do about it? There's only one thing left I can do. Buy 12 more tickets. Where are you going to get the money?
That's a good question. Maybe I could raffle myself off. Would you believe it? We've sold a grand total of 204 tickets. 205. I just sold my last ticket. Great. Who did you sell it to? I'd rather not say. It's too silly. Oh, come on. Who was it? I'd rather not say. Okay.
5, 10, 11, 12, 12.50.
What's that?
I sold my 25 tickets.
I tell you, there's nothing like the good old Boy Scouts. I hope one of those cute little kids wins. Can you imagine Richard walking down the aisle of the theater with a Boy Scout on his arm?
I didn't sell them to the Boy Scouts.
You didn't?
No. Our patrol leader has an older sister who's a model, and these models do charity work, so they bought the whole block for me.
You sold those 25 tickets to models?
Yeah.
You dirty little double-crosser. How could you do that to your own sister?
What difference does it make who buys them? It all goes to charity.
What difference does it make who buys them? You just ruined my whole life.
Try to do a favor for a friend.
Grateful monster. Patty Ross was only trying to help you. Who's talking about Ross? I'm talking about Richard. How dare he let himself be auctioned off like cattle? Patty, it was your idea. You talked him into it. Kathy, don't defend him. He should have talked me out of it. The uncertainty I can't stand. He's going to dinner in the theater, and I don't know if he's going with Gloria, a beautiful model, one of my mother's bridge partners, or a Boy Scout. Well, there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, yes, there is. I'm going to call off the raffle. You can't do that. Oh, yes, I can. This is the sick little brain that thought up that stupid plan, and it can just think up something else. Something that doesn't involve sending my boyfriend on a date with a beautiful model. The raffle is off.
Hello, Patty. I'm so glad I caught you at home.
Won't you come in?
Hello, Kathy.
Hello, Mrs. Pollock.
I've just come from our church committee meeting. We discussed the raffle.
And you decided not to hold it. Oh, that's wonderful, Mrs. Pollock. It was a terrible idea in the first place.
Hold it. Why, the committee wanted me to drop by and tell you how grateful they were to you. You've raised more money than everyone else put together.
I have?
As a matter of fact, we voted to hold another raffle next year.
Oh, good. Maybe you can raffle off my brain. Here, I have some more money for you.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Well, I really must be going.
Okay.
Goodbye, Kathy.
Goodbye, Mrs. Pollock.
Goodbye, Patty, and thank you again.
Oh,
I'll see you Sunday at the bazaar.
Yeah, I'll be there. Thank you. You're a natural-born fundraiser. I'm a natural-born idiot. Patty, why don't you take your chances? Kathy, I don't mind gambling, but not with loaded dice. One way or another, I've got to get every single one of those tickets back. Maggie? Hi, Patty. You remember that raffle ticket I sold you? Yeah? Well, I'd like to have it back. You mean you want to buy it back? No, not exactly. I thought maybe we could do a little bartering. You know how you're always asking me to do your hair? Oh, you mean you will? Sure. Great. Good. When? Tonight. Thank you. George, you have one ticket, right?
I do my own hair.
Oh. Yeah, but how would you like me to cut your lawn? I'll be at your house Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
Thank you. Goodbye. Adeline, I'm here to take back the raffle tickets I sold you.
I don't want to give mine back. I think I'm going to win.
Adeline, you know how you're always asking me to give you tennis lessons?
Yes.
How about Sunday at 3 o'clock?
It's a deal.
Okay. Alice, I know you hate grocery shopping, right?
Right.
Well, big-hearted Patty's going to take over for you. I have 2 tickets, and they're both yours. Thank you. I'll put you down for the next 2 Fridays. Mary, you hate dishwashing, don't you?
Boy, you said it.
Okay, next Tuesday and Thursday, I'll be at your house washing the dishes.
Sold.
Thank you.
So where'd Patty go?
She has some errands to do after dinner, Uncle Martin.
Oh.
It's wonderful how much she's helped with the church bazaar, isn't it?
She may turn out to have a business head on her shoulders.
Hello, darling.
Exhausting evening?
Yeah. But very satisfying. I got back all the tickets. You got all of them back?
Mm-hmm. How'd you find the models?
Their names and addresses were on the stubs. Boy, you should have seen some of them. I wouldn't have had a chance.
Patty, do you mean you bought back all those raffle tickets you sold?
Not bought them back, Papa. I kind of traded them.
Traded them? For what?
For me. I'm going to be doing slave labor for the next 6 months.
I hope Richard appreciates you.
I think he should know about this. Oh, no, he shouldn't.
Why not?
Well, we all know what an egomaniac Richard is. He might think I was jealous. And we all know I'm not.
You and Patty going to play tennis?
Yes, she's quite good on that, Lee. I've learned a lot from her.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm ready, Patty. Oh, good. Have a good game. I'll be at the park giving Adeline a lesson. I thought we were going to play. Oh, gee, I'm sorry, Kath. This is business. You don't think I'm doing it for fun, do you? Teaching Adeline how to play tennis is like pushing a truck up the Rocky Mountains in the middle of a snowstorm. See ya. All set for an evening of dishwashing.
Oh, good.
Oh, not here, Mama. I wish it were. See ya. Hi, Papa. Papa, I've been meaning...
What are you all dressed up for?
Oh, car washing.
Really?
Yeah,
Gee, I'm glad to hear that.
thanks. Papa, do you wash a car out of the sun?
Yeah, that's right. I'll move it into the shade for you.
Oh, don't bother. It's Gina Tugwell's car. Let her move it into the shade. See ya. Patty, look at you. What happened? I've been babysitting with a Martian. Oh, well. At least that's one more that can be checked off. Just think, only 6 more weeks and I'll be through. Patty, is Richard really worth all this? Of course he is, Kathy. Don't you see? I can't let him go to the theater and dinner with a gorgeous model. He might find out he can do without me. If he tries to do without you, he's crazy. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Look at all those tickets. Somewhere in there is a glorious evening with Richard. Did you manage to get all the tickets back? All except 2. And what's 2 against this pile? I better get dressed. Do you have a date with Richard tonight? Richard? Who has time for Richard? I'm doing Maggie's hair tonight.
Hey, shouldn't Patty be back by now?
Well, this was one of her busier nights. She had appointments to do 2 hairdos, a shampoo, and walk Angela's dog.
I've heard of moonlighting, but that's ridiculous.
Well, Patty gets herself into these spots, Ross, but she usually manages to get herself out of them.
Boy, she sure is going through a lot of trouble for a guy she sees every day anyhow.
You may not understand it now, darling, but one day you'll go to a lot of trouble for someone you care about.
Well, I can understand that. Yesterday I caught a snake for Johnny Rogers.
Ross, it's not the same thing.
Oh, you mean the boy-girl stuff?
That's right.
Well, I've thought about it, but to tell you the truth, I just can't understand what all the big fuss is about.
Oh, hello, Richard.
Hi, Mr. Lane. Hi, Mrs. Lane.
Hello, Richard.
Ross?
Hi.
Would you like a
Sure.
sandwich?
Just some cake and milk, thanks. I just finished dinner a few minutes ago. Where's Patty?
Oh, she had to go out and do some errands.
Sure have a bright daughter. That was a brilliant idea of hers to raffle me off. It was like stumbling on a gold mine.
I never thought of it in those terms, Richard.
Bet you I'm the only man in history who's been raffled off.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm keeping a chart at the house of all the tickets sold. The graph went right off the paper. Even I didn't expect such a run on me.
We never know what'll sell, do we, Richard?
Sure is a funny feeling, not knowing who's gonna win you.
Today's a big day, isn't it?
You mean the church bazaar? Yes.
So isn't Patty coming down to breakfast?
I think she's too nervous to eat.
I'd be nervous, too, if I thought I was going to win Richard in a raffle.
So what makes her so sure she's going to win him?
This is what makes me so sure. I need your help, though. When they call up the winning number, it's going to take me a month to find it in here.
What would you like us to do, darling?
I thought if each one of us took a batch of tickets, we'd find it much faster. What do you say?
I don't see why not.
It's all right with me.
Count me in.
Me, too.
This is going to be one of the big red letter days of my life. Hi, Rich. Hi, Gloria.
Hello, Richard.
Hi, Patty. They're ready to start. I thought you weren't coming.
Not come. I had to pick up my prize, didn't I?
Maybe.
That's pitiful.
Well, we may as well start the drawing.
Could you wait 1 second, Mrs. Pollock?
Are you ready? Ready, dear.
Ross?
Blast off.
Kathy? Ready? Papa?
Ready?
Okay, we're all ready.
The winner is number 263.
I must have it right here. Just a minute. Mama, I don't have it.
It isn't here.
Ross?
Nope.
Kathy? No, Patty, I don't have it. Oh, then Papo has it.
I'm afraid I don't have it, Patty.
Well, one of you has to have it. I bought up all the tickets except 2.
Gloria, do you have number 263?
264.
Wait a minute. 263. I won myself.
How could you win? I didn't sell you a ticket. I sold it to him.
Congratulations, Richard. There's a reservation for 2 at the Starlight Room, and here are your theater tickets.
Thanks a lot.
Congratulations, Richard.
That's wonderful.
You know something? I could have saved myself a lot of work. You didn't want to gamble on that, remember? Yeah, but it worked out all right. Richard and I are going to have a beautiful evening.
We sure are. I can't wait for the 16th.
The 16th?
Yeah, that's the night we're painting the town.
I'm afraid you're going to have to paint it alone, Richard.
What are you talking about?
I can't go with you on the 16th. Why not? Because thanks to you, I have 3 hairdos. I'm serving a dinner party for 8, baking a cake, babysitting, cleaning out a basement, fixing some drinks.
Good evening, Richard.
Evening, Mr. Lane. Is Kathy ready?
Seems strange to have you asking for Kathy.
I know. I can't get used to it either. I keep thinking Patty's gonna kill me.
Come in, Richard.
Thanks. Hi, everybody.
Good evening, Richard.
Hi.
You look very nice.
So do you.
Thank you. Thanks, Mom, for letting me borrow these pots and pans. Alice would never have had enough to cook for 20 people.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Rich. Gee, you look great.
Thanks.
Is that a new suit?
Yep.
Beautiful. Well, you two make a lovely-looking couple. Have a ball. I'm very sorry, Patty. I had no idea it would turn out like this. That's okay. It's my own fault. I outsmarted myself again.
I brought you something.
For me? Thank you, Richard.
It's okay.
Well, you two better be running along. You'll be late.
Bye.
Have a good time.
Bye.
Bye.
You know, Patty, that's really very sporting of you.
Oh, that's okay. It's the least I can do for charity. And this way we can keep him in the family.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they